Hey everybody, this is Dalek44, just recovered from the lurgy I've had in the past few days, and as promised I'm going to give you an update on the progress of Millie and Melody's misadventures. I'm still in the process of writing the episodes. I've already written episode 1, just trying to think of more plots for the first series. If anybody has any fun ideas on what I could do for each episode and segment, then feel free to share some story ideas in the comments. And if I feel they're good enough to be an episode, I'll give you credit in the final product. And this is also to update you on what's going on with the auditions and who's voicing who in the series. Because I've had some auditions in the last couple of years since I announced that I was having auditions for new actors to voice new characters. And while I have gotten some volunteers and people who have said that they want to participate in it, I'm still waiting for some participants, as it were. But for this update, I'm going to go through the characters that have voice actors now and have had people volunteer to voice them, but they're still open, just to give everyone some fair play and all that stuff. And then I'll go into the characters who don't have any volunteers and still need voice actors. So, let's get started. Okay, so for the characters who have voice actors, there'll be Boris Fangirl voicing Millie, Melody, Unikitty, Jessica Baker, and doing various voices throughout the show. Me, myself, will be voicing Mr. Sim, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, General Scar, David Thomas, the gay stormtrooper who's based off of David Thomas from Little Britain, in case you're wondering, Dalek Sex, Cyber Slovene, and I'll also be doing various voices as well. Rosie the Cutie 1995 will be voicing Mrs. Hawkins, Sid Hawkins' mum. Framemaster A9 will be voicing Richard Evans, Mr. Hawkins, Sarah Hawkins' dad, and one of the stormtroopers. The character workshop is taken on the role of Mr. Jameson, who is of course a parody of Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Man films. At Star Wars Fan Nick will be voicing Billy Hawkins. I'm just waiting to hear his recordings for it, his audition. Bill Price will be voicing the Grand Inquisitor and another stormtrooper. Love Survives has been taken on as the voice of Porky Pig and Waldorf. Max Topia will be voicing Statler. At Natasha Mathis 9418 SMLYTP is volunteered to voice Nikki, and I'm still waiting for an audition from her, no hurry. Crane Productions 27 is taken on the role of Ronald, aka Ronnie. And Mo Toy Show has volunteered to play Sid Shades. And that voice was really good, but I want to see what other people can bring to the table for the character. Now let's move on to the characters who still need voice actors. There's Sid Hawkins, who, as I've said before, is a parody of Sid Chang from the Casagrandes, aka The Loud House. And I'm looking for someone who can do a voice that's slightly similar to Sid's voice from Casagrandes, and if not, at least a voice that's sweet and wacky at times. Just someone who has a great range would be really nice. And Elizabeth, aka Lizzie, the brains of the school, and I'm hoping that I can have someone voice her and do her recordings in a similar fashion to Lisa Loud from the Loud House. Like, maybe not exactly have the similar voice, but have the same lisp that she has. Because I think that would be great for the character. Miss Simmons, the school teacher, I want her to have a kind and gentle voice, but also can sound a little nervous at times because of her having to work for Jameson, who's the loudest and meanest person in the world in the show. And for Laird, I want a voice that's quite similar to Laird from the Casagrandes, since he's going to be based off of that character. Like, someone who's a bit brainy and a little wimpy at times. Darcy Coleman is based off of the Loud House character, Darcy Holman-Dollar. I want an actress who can sound really sweet for the character, because I picture her as a sweet little girl. Marceline the Vampire Queen, obviously I'd like someone to be able to do a Marceline impression from the Adventure Time series. And I also want them to be a very good sinner, because I'm going to potentially have Marceline do a couple of singing lines throughout the show. Luna Hawkins, Sid Hawkins' older sister, who is also in the Hex Girls band. I'm hoping to find someone who can do a decent impression of Luna Loud from the Loud House, played by the wonderful Nika Futterman. And I'm also still open to other people auditioning for Imperial officers and Stormtroopers, because I really want to give other YouTubers a chance to do voice roles for my show. Because me and Boris Fangirl do a majority of the male and female voices in Second Co, and it puts a lot of strain on my lungs. So by getting other people to voice the characters, it not only gives them the opportunity to star in an animated series on my channel, but it also has less wear and tear on my voice, as it were. So yeah, any volunteers for Stormtroopers and Imperial officers, as well as the other characters I mentioned, would be great. And also, the way the end credits is going to work for Millie and Melody's Misadventures is every voice actor is going to get credit in an episode, even if they weren't in the episode. So it's going to be similar to how a lot of Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 80s and 90s always had their end credits, where they'd give credit to every actor who was in the show, even if they weren't in an episode. And the same thing's going to apply to Millie and Melody's Misadventures. Just giving credit to everyone in general for the whole series. Just something I wanted to do at the last minute, something I thought of at the last minute, just to make it similar to old cartoons from the 80s and 90s, since I grew up in the 90s and watched a lot of 90s cartoons. So yeah, I think it'd be a fun tribute to cartoons of the 90s by giving every actor credit in every episode, even if they're not in an episode. Just a fun little nod to cartoons of the 90s. And as for the reviews series, I've still got plans to do reviews at least once a month for this series. And I'll soon be working on the next review for this month. And I'll just give you a little sneak peek of what it's going to be. This month I'm going to do a review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie from last year. Because I think it's been over a year since the movie came out in cinemas, and I feel it's high time I did a review on it, because I really enjoyed that movie and I want to share my thoughts on it. So that's the only sneak peek you're going to get for the review series at the moment, because I'm still figuring out what else I'm going to review this year. But this month you're definitely going to see a review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie from last year. Because as I said, I love that movie and I want to share my thoughts about it, since I'm a long-time Nintendo fan since the 90s. And with other projects like Second Co, I still have big plans for Second Co. In fact, I'm also in the process of writing a pandemic special for Second Co, which is basically going to be telling the story of Sex, Cyber, Slovene and Unikitty and all their friends, and how they coped during the lockdowns in the last couple of years. When I was on the move a few years ago, when I moved out of my old house, and during COVID, I've been on sort of a writing block outside of the review series. Mainly because I didn't really want to do anything that was relating to the pandemic for Second Co, which was why there's been scarce videos based on them in those couple of years. Because I'm still working for the NHS, and it was a really busy time for me in those years, and I just didn't think it was the right time to do anything COVID related in my animated series, since it's a comedy. But now the pandemic's over, long gone, and it's been ages since I've done a Second Co, this project is gonna fill in some of the blanks that have happened to the guys in between the last Second Co video I did. So yeah, just fill in the gaps from the times like before the first video I made during the pandemic, and all those other videos I did, like little snippets of what Second Co had been getting up to during the lockdowns. And this is just going to be a full story of what they've been getting up to while they haven't been able to do as much as they would normally do in the show. And this year I'm also going to do some more commentaries for videos that I haven't done a commentary for lately. Some of them I'm going to do solo, and others I'm going to hope to do more with Boris Vango, because I really enjoyed getting together with her on Facebook and talking about these projects that we worked on YouTube over the years. She's just a great person to work with. I really enjoy my conversations with her. And I just get such a kick out of working alongside her in projects and talking about the projects we've worked on in these commentaries. And like last year when we worked on the first ever Talk to the Toons video since the Mr. Burns episode from years ago, last year we did Theme for the Fume, yeah, I'm definitely planning to keep doing that as well. And the process of that show is that we're going to take it in turns to interview characters that we could do good impressions of. Like in the first one, it was me doing Mr. Burns, and last year it was Boris Fangirl doing Theme for the Fume. So we're going to go through various characters that we could do decent impressions of, and then pick and choose who we're going to do. And we're taking it in turns to do it. Say like, the first one it was me with Mr. Burns, and the other one it was Boris Fangirl with Theme for the Fume. The next one is going to be me as someone, the next is going to be Boris Fangirl as someone, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this was just a quick update on how things have been in the channel so far, and all the things you can expect to see on YouTube and from my channel in the future. Millie and Melody is still underway, just need some more auditions. And speaking of the auditions, if you would like to audition for each of these characters, you can try and audition for as many characters as you want. I'm not limited it into one character per actor. You can try out for more than one character if you want to. And when you have your auditions ready, you can either leave a link to it in the comments section or leave a link to it on my DeviantArt channel, because as a lot of you know, I have a DeviantArt page. So if you have auditions for characters that you'd like to share with me, leave the link to it in the comments below or on my DeviantArt channel, and I will check them out, review them, and see if you get the job or not. And for those who may not get to voice a character, then there'll be plenty of other opportunities in the future, because if the show gets popular enough, then I'll definitely make a series 2 and introduce some more new characters for people to try out for. And I'll most likely be adding more new characters for other people to voice during the first series, because as I said, I'm still in the writing process of it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just auditions, future projects, and where to leave links for auditions to. And with all that said, I'll be seeing you guys soon. Ta!